On that kind of note, I may or may not have gotten my wheels in the mail this morning. And give me a couple weeks.
May or may not have.
I did.
Yeah, just say it.
I got my wheels in the mail this morning.
It's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control.
What's up, guys? Back with another video. As you can see from behind me, we're about to go take the car for a test drive. It finally cleared up a little bit. Snow got called off, luckily. It's supposed to be here tomorrow in the afternoon, so which kind of sucks, but hey, whatever. As you see, Andy's being a goofball in the car, but we're about to go head out for a test drive of the new Barton Hybrid 3 shifter, see how he likes it, and yeah, it's just a quick little vlog style thing for you, but yeah, we'll see you guys in the car. Alright guys, we're in the car. We've actually been driving for a minute, but we're trying to find a good spot with decent lighting so we can start.
I didn't want to look stupid on camera.
Yeah, that too. Just wanted so you can actually see us when we're doing the start of this, but what do you think?
I mean, overall, we'll start with that. I love it. There's definitely a learning curve. Because show them this, they didn't see this in the last video. I mean, obviously the car is running right now, so I'm gonna put the clutch in. This is supposed to be a push down for reverse, but watch. Let's just push it all the way over and up. And it's in reverse. I didn't push it down at all. All the way over, or in reverse. So basically first is right there, second is right there, and then third, fourth, fifth, sixth. But if you look at this, there's like a blank spot. Let me do it this way so you can see it better. Where second would normally be in like with the regular shifter, all the way over and down, there's like a blank spot. See that? It's not, it's just hitting like a dead spot. And then you have to go over and then down, there's second. So it's almost like second is where fourth should have been before. So I mean, there's definitely a learning curve involved with that.
I think it's just a characteristic of the flat stick, because I don't have the flat stick and mine doesn't have any sort of empty space right there.
I think it is, because even when you felt it, even you said, wow, those are like really tight. I mean, they're like stupid close together. But I like it. I really like it. I mean, the check engine light's still on, so we still got something going on with the runners. We think that it's just not getting the correct amount of vacuum. We know it's getting vacuum now. We just think it's not the correct amount.
Yeah, because it drives way better, but occasionally it's still kind of, like you said before.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe it. Would you say putters? Is that even a good word to describe it?
It's like shuddering.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I think of it like.
And it's really only in low RPM situations. When you're in it, not even a lot. When you're just in it.
Yeah, like if I'm cruising in either second or third. So like I was cruising in third because I was going through the neighborhood. And, I mean, the neighborhood's 25, 30 miles an hour is typically what I go. So usually I pop it in third just to keep it quiet, especially at night like this. You know, and it was probably less than $2,000, and it was just kind of, every once in a while you get like a, and you just kind of feel the car like almost jolting.
Well, what I was getting ready to say is it really only does that when you're barely just giving it gas. When you give it a little more conservative amount of gas, not necessarily like just flooring it everywhere, just giving it a little more, it's fine. So clearly it's a vacuum issue. It's got some vacuum now, so it's better than it was before where it had none. But I think it just needs more vacuum from a more solid vacuum source.
That's what I'm thinking too. So we're not really gonna step on it.
Yeah, but that's not what this video is about.
No. I did
shifter. That's what we're talking about here.
My point with that was I'm not gonna really experience the full effect of this shifter, because one of the great things is when you upgrade to this type of shifter or any aftermarket shifter, whether it be the Barton, whether it's the flat stick or any of the other products that they make, you get rid of that sloppy feeling of the stock shifter. So when you guys remember in one of the other videos, I think it was when we did the gears, when I did the watt pull out here, well, the almost watt pull, I should say, because it wasn't quite watt. I didn't like doing that, because every time I was going into either second, fourth, or sixth, it felt like it was gonna bounce right back out.
Yeah.
So I kind of gave it like a little, I wouldn't really say a rip, I mean a baby rip when we were out here, to go from second to third and then third to fourth. I mean, even just giving it a little bit of a baby rip, it totally changed the feeling. I mean, it feels smooth.
Yeah.
The only learning curve for me is going to be reverse first and then downshifting into second.
Yeah.
Everything after that is totally fine. And first, I'm getting used to. That's pretty easy.
And like we were talking about off camera on the way here, the beauty of the Hybrid 3 is they have these different cartridges for the shifter itself. So the benefit to that is, one, if you don't like this flat stick, you can switch to like the one I have where it doesn't have that type of setup,
reverse
as well as if you don't like how much reduction in throw that it's offering, you can actually step it up to get a little bit more or less depending on how your driving style is. So you can go onto their website and get a 25% reduction or 15% or 10%.
Yeah.
So if it's too much reduction, you can step it down, or if it's not enough, you can step it up.
And that's one of the reasons why I really went with Barton, because there were a couple other ones. I forget the brand. I know they make like a race spec shifter. What's that other brand that I'm thinking of?
I can't recall what the name of it is, though. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I figured it out. The other shifters, like, you know, Hurst, MGW, Steeda, things like that. I was actually looking at an MGW, their race spec. I heard a lot of good things about it, but ultimately I just went with the Barton because I liked the function.
That, and it's just too convenient that you can, like I said, you can go online and get the different ones if you don't like this one, or if it isn't enough throw or too much throw.
Yeah, because I know the MGW had quite a bit of throw. I want to say...
And like we said earlier, it's
40.
only 4 bolts, so if you ever want to change it, you don't got to tear apart your whole car just to do it. Really, you just take this cover off and then...
I mean, honestly, you can probably just access it from right here. You probably don't even need to take this whole console out.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's the beauty with it, as I'm like stuttering to talk.
Oh well.
It's all good. It happens.
But yeah, I figured he would like it because that was the one I recommended to him, because that was the one I got back in the day. Way before I started doing YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Which, it's kind of nice, like we talked about before, with the two of us doing this YouTube thing, because everything that we've done to his car, we've basically done to mine. Just, they've either varied or they're the same products. Like his intake manifold's different than mine, which is why we're having these issues. Because the GT350 one is a completely different install as far as vacuum mounting goes. But it's just kind of nice that in a way we're kind of getting videos that I was planning on making, but they just didn't have the money for the camera or the stuff that I wanted to do at that time. So it's kind of cool in that way. But yeah, but I figured you'd like it. So.
Oh yeah, I love it. Little side note here, if you guys ever want to send us stuff, Spriddle.
Spriddle.
Send us some Spriddle. I love Spriddle. Little side note.
Little side note.
Fun fact.
Just fun fact.
While we're sitting in a church parking lot.
While we're sitting in a church parking lot. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of dark for driving footage, so I'm thinking... What? Really? Oh my God. You're gonna... You're the bats. You scared them. They're like, beep, 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 beep.
Hi, everybody.
Oh my God. Anyway.
I shouldn't be an ass in church.
But that's basically it for what you think.
Yeah,
but.
I mean, there's really not really too much else that I can say right now because I don't have a whole bunch of experience with it, because as you know, we're in Ohio, winter. We were supposed to actually get a bunch of snow today, but thankfully it didn't happen. So at least we got to pull the car out and actually drive it, and I can kind of see what it feels like. But there'll definitely be a more in-depth review coming from this.
Oh yeah,
later.
like we said, once it gets nice, we can actually get a nice summer day, and we can, one, be able to drive it and enjoy the car, actually get it to hook.
Yeah, especially
Two,
with these new tires.
It'll just be nice. You'll be able to see what the car actually looks like in actual daylight, because we won't have to deal with this freaking daylight savings time, or as I call it, daylight fuck you time.
Yeah,
it's just
screws you over.
It screws us over, especially when we're trying to make content. And by the time like we said before, by the time me and him get out of work, it's just not enough time in the day anymore. But
yeah. Well, I got one more quick side note, and then we'll cut this video loose. I know I mentioned this before multiple times in the video about the wheel reveal coming. The tires have been ordered, so that video should be coming out in a couple weeks. Be on the lookout for that. We're gonna double check some fitment things tonight once we get the car back to make sure everything's gonna work as it should. And then as soon as we get that, you'll be seeing a pretty awesome video coming.
Yeah,
so just be on the lookout.
On that kind of note, I may or may not have gotten my wheels in the mail this morning. And give me a couple weeks.
May or may not have.
I did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just say it.
I got my wheels in the mail this morning, and I got them from a good buddy, or maybe a good buddy of mine. I want to link up with him if we ever go to Florida or anything like that. Like we were saying, we want to try to branch out as time goes on.
Really quickly, I'm going to make fun of Nick here since he was talking about maybe going to Florida. Yeah, we may or may not go to Florida. We will.
That's just something I say. Leave me alone.
No, it's not funny because of that. It was funny because you said it with such like a I know that I'm lying smile.
Yeah, I'm not a good liar at all. Yeah, but I got these wheels from Chompy S550 off Instagram. I've been following them for a little while, and ironically, I just got the new tires for my stockies, and it just kind of sucks. Like a week after they showed up at work.
Funny how things work, isn't it?
Actually, I already had him on the car is when I started talking to him about it, because he's in his group I'm with on Facebook.
Because I remember you mentioned it like 2 days or so, 2 or 3 days after you put your tires on.
Yeah, and I talked to him about it, and I was like, what wheels are these? Because I can't ever remember what the name they are and the type, so I can actually look them up and get them. And he's like, well, I still have them if you want them. I was like, well, what are you trying to get out of them? And I'm not going to go into how much I paid or whatever, because I don't really like talking money if I can.
Yeah,
but all you got to know is they're really clean, and I love them, and it's going to completely change the look of my car, as will any wheel and tire setup.
Those are definitely going to change.
But like I said, give me a couple weeks to get some tires, because I'm trying to do 10 different things at once. I still need to order parts for the Thunderbird. So I can get that thing put together, because I need to get the suspension back together so I can move it out of the garage.
Yeah.
Clean up, and then we're gonna repaint it again, and all sorts of stuff coming.
Here's a tip: Mustang week comes first.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, granted, it's not like the parts are very expensive.
True.
It's an old car.
True. True.
Parts are very cheap. But as we said before, as a recap. The shifter.
Love it. Still got to get used to it, learning curve, but we're getting there. But it also doesn't help that, as you guys know, I don't get to drive my car that often right now, so it's kind of like every time I get back in my car, it's kind of relearning the car.
Yeah.
And then when you throw something like this that's totally different in the mix, it's definitely a learning curve. So
yeah, for sure.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
But that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And share it. Do all sorts of that fun stuff.
Yep. And stay tuned for a lot more coming.
Yes, as we always say, stay tuned. And like there's gonna be this year's gonna be insane. Just look forward. It's gonna be crazy.
That's the only way to describe it. This person's like hardcore staring.
Yeah, they're staring us down, but it's whatever.
Hi there.
Hi there.
How are you?
But until next time, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace.